Yes, sir.
Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. On behalf of Institutions Innovation Council, Technology College Banipur, myself Anurag Chakraborty. Welcome everyone to this event, Think Like an Entrepreneur. The event consists of brainstorming and developing startup ideas and then discussion of those ideas in an interactive mentoring session. But before proceeding to that, at first we want to listen to our Professor Principal Sir, Professor Molay Kumar Chandra. Sir, can you share your views, sir? Sir, can you hear me? Principal Sir, hello.
Hello. Are you listening? Hello.
Over to you, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. Very good morning. Particularly to organize such a good topics you have made that things like an entrepreneur. I must give my gratitude and the thanks to this organizer, particularly Professor Pallab and Professor Anurag Chakraborty. These are the topics in which the interdisciplining is required. Now I shall go in bit details what is entrepreneurship and how we can do it and what is the related with the innovation. There is a three words. One is that innovative, another is your entrepreneurship, another was the trading. Government of India has listed, there is a two type of companies. One is called listed company, another is the unlisted companies. Listed company means the companies which is purchasing share or they are floating share in the market with the permission of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs or SEBI. Unlisted company is that they are not collecting the money from the market. They cannot do it until and unless they are listed. An unlisted company, they are collecting the money from the financial institutes, from the near and dearer, or they are investing by their own. But after 2022, the government has given a clear-cut instruction. Whether it is a listed or unlisted company, you have to make an audit for financial audit. And you have to create a board in which you people can be a member of that board, right? That is called the independent director. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs conducting a BTech persons with an experience of 1 or 2 years, they can apply for it. Besides your job intact. This is one part. Second part is the trading. Trading means that you have purchasing something and selling it. Just like one example I am saying you, that I have a big shop, I am purchasing the textile and I am selling it. Just like you see, in the share market, you are doing the trading because it is your money. You are investing the money, and instead of the money, you are purchasing the share from the company. And depending upon the market value or the production capability, your share value will increase. Right? This is called, it may be more than market price. Suppose you have purchased the 10 rupees per share, now it may be cost 1000 rupees per share, depending upon the production capability and the production thinking of the company. This is one. And the text trading, as I tell you, the textile. Now I have installed a company in my own house, and we are producing this one. That is called a startup or entrepreneurship. It is not trading. Trading is different. Trading is that I am purchasing from a company and selling it in the market, like a financial trading or your articles trading or service trading, whatever it may be. Similarly, in the case of the production, you are doing some production and you are giving into the market, like textile industries. You are purchasing the raw materials, clothes and etc. You made it stitching and doing some garments and selling it. This is one thing. Now, whenever you are doing the production, you have a thinking in mind. How shall I reduce the cost? How shall it make it attractive? How I can use the lesser time by using the new technology? Whether I shall need 1 to 4 machines or the 10 machines can be operated by the one manpower. These are the innovative techniques which you have to be. That is the relationship between your innovative technique and the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a startup like this way, and you think as the topics is that they think like entrepreneurship. Suppose you are going to be a graduate engineer, right? Now as soon as you are graduate engineer, you have learned a lot of things. Up to +2 you have learned a lot of things, right? But that is only for the theoretical purpose. It is no use of the practical as well. As soon as you have taken an admission in the engineering institute, you are learning how to do that practical theory and the practical. You try to bridge these two things, theory and the practical. As soon as you know the theory and practical as well, in-depth knowledge, once again, in-depth knowledge, then you have to have an interest. How I shall do a better things, how I shall do the minimum, as I told you, the minimum economically, the new things in lesser time, the lesser manpower is required. All these factors you have to come in point, and your knowledge by the study you can develop this up to time, and then you have an expertise in a particular field, and as soon as you will have expertise field, you start a startup. Money is not at all a factor. First you have to generate the idea, and that idea, how I shall generate the idea, I generate the idea by the knowledge. How I shall not get the knowledge, I shall get the knowledge from the theoretical as well as the practical. That's why you see that in the BTech course, none in the BSc I see there is not like that way, BA or like this. But in the engineering course, you have to do a practical, and so for the practical you have to score marks. So this theoretical and practical, as soon as you have an in-depth knowledge, you have eager to generate some idea, and that idea, as soon as you will place into the market for your entrepreneurship, the financial institute is ready to give you the fund. There is no problem. That is the PP. You can say that PR. That is the project report. That project report you have to generate. As soon as you have to generate the project, you can place it to the financial year is ready to give you the payment, and you start your entrepreneurship. But the first thing is that you must have to study properly in these 4 years, and you have to generate the idea. Okay, and then you can go for the entrepreneurship. As soon as entrepreneurship, your innovative idea is automatically inculcated into the entrepreneurship. How, as I told you, how will make it economically, how the reduce time, how I shall less the manpower, how I shall reduce the expenditure, how I shall get the maximum profit, and and another thing, how can use the technology, and what is the minimum space. The concept has come lean and thin. Lean and thin means the companies will be less manpower, but the turnover is the maximum. Lean means manpower is less and the turnover is maximum. Earlier, you see, the government of India has 100 manpower is required for an industry, for enrollment industry. Now it has reduced to 10 only, but you see the turnover is 1,000 crore. So this type of things, entrepreneurship, is very much a burning topics for today. I must thank organizer to this conduct such type of event for us. Thank you very much. Over to you, Anurag.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wise words. As Principal Sir clearly explained, in this age of technological progress, it's very important to develop different aspects of entrepreneurial skills alongside technological knowledge. To develop this entrepreneurial mindset, we as an institution trying to actively encourage our students. This event is just a small step towards that. We are very humbled by overwhelming responses from our beloved students. Now, as announced before, you will get 20 mark points under self-entrepreneurship program. So there is a minimum criteria to qualify for mark certification. Okay, it is set up by the judges panel and their decision is final. But we try to reward your effort and critical thinking skill, and we try to keep the elimination at minimum. Some of you will not be qualified for certification, but we encourage you to continue on this path with passion, determination, and critical thinking. Now the list of the successful students will be announced at the end of the event. Before that, we will move to Mr. Pallab Nandi Choudhury. He is a faculty of our college. He is also, you all know, he is an eminent faculty of Computer Science Engineering Department. He is also my go-to person whenever I find anything difficult to understand related to software technology. His analysis is always sharp and to the point, and I saw the same sharpness in his remarks in the score sheet of your responses. With 2-3 words, he clearly presented the issues involved in your cases. So, to elaborate on his remarks, I want to invite Mr. Pallab Nandi Choudhury. Pallab, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. So, yes, it is about entrepreneurship. You came up with your ideas. That's great. And as principals told sometimes before, that is just the beginning. That means you are in the learning phase, right? So, errors will be there. That is fine. But you have to keep on trying, keep on doing the things. Now, when you say entrepreneurship, So one thing you have to keep in mind is that it is something different from theoretical studies, right? So one man who might be literate can be a better entrepreneur uh, than a person who has graduated, say, from Princeton University. So let for today's session, let me try to keep the thing simple. Just Anurag, can I present?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Not this one. Just a moment. Yeah. I think the screen is visible to you, right? Yeah. Now, this in general terms, you can say the path through which you have to go if you want to be an entrepreneur, right? Now, you have the idea, then you have to plan, you have to develop strategies for that. You need to decide the marketing strategies. You need to find financing, right? You need money. For any kind of business, you need money. Then realization. Then you have to come up with the practical idea. What I mean to say, you have to come into the ground of reality where you will do the actual business. And if everything goes right, then you will be successful, right? So, one thing which becomes important is demand and supply. So, in this entire phase, you have to think of the demand for the product and or service you are going to offer, and how much supply depending upon the demand you can provide. So this entire phase is called basically from planning to finance, how you should plan depending on the market. That means how you should analyze the market, how you should gather data, how you should develop your prototype, how you should what I mean to say, design your business strategy, what is going to be the better marketing plan for your business, then finance. These are basically part of incubation. Now, at TCB, actually, we are trying to give you some idea about these things from time to time. Uh, this portion of the thing, planning to finance, is called incubation phase, right? So, for this, you know that we also have a session, orientation session on pre-incubation and incubation on 1st June at 5 o'clock in the evening. So I believe that after today's session, you will have some better curiosity, some more curiosity over for this session. So attend this session, you will get some clear ideas about what these things actually mean. So you know what is the problem here? These things are not actually theoretical. What I mean to say, right? You have to think of these things from practical point of view. For example, if you want to develop some app, right, Android app, iOS app, then the problem we engineers face while doing business is that we think in terms of engineering perspective, right? But if you carefully observe, the users of your product are not actually engineers, they're common people, right? So while doing this incubation thing, you have to think in terms of those common people who are going to be your users. So that is something which should reflect in your future business plans. So while we have studied your ideas, then we try to do something from that perspective, what I've told right now. We have forwarded your business ideas to some people who work in banks, bankers, some lawyers, some shopkeepers, some housewives as well. So why we try to do this in that way is because from their idea we could get some brief overview about your business ideas, whether this is going to be marketable or not. So on the screen you can see your scores So, one mandatory disclaimer: this course are not from our side only. This course has been compiled from getting the views from respective reviewers. So, let's start. The team of Orgodip Devnath, he has come up with the LED bulb business plan. Let briefly look into his business plan. Just a moment. Yes. So the point is that actually the problem is in this portion, right? First of all, you see the LED market, LED bulb market is saturated, right? You have variety of options available from different vendors, different manufacturers for LED bulbs, right? Then if you think of producing these LED bulbs in the small scale, then the first problem you might face from the perspective of financiers, no one will be willing to finance your business for the small amount of turnover when you are trying to set up a manufacturing unit, right? For such a product. And secondly, I don't know whether this risk to reward, what you have shown, is um, realistic or not, or it is over optimistic. So that is the point. Then the next business idea was from Anand Kumar Jha and team. They named their plan as Vasundhara. So their idea is implementable. Vasundhara, Vasundhara, where is Vasundhara? Just a moment. Yes. So you want to manufacture carpets, pashminas, shawls, jewelry, mats, handicrafts, paper bags, and you have some business address for that as well. So that is fine. Your idea is nice. So if you think of your business idea in terms of marketing, then marketing, your market is vast. Actually, everyone in the society uh, is a user of your product. But why you have got 6.5? Because you see, you have not put enough details about your business. So why enough details? If you go once again in marketing and finance portion for doing such kind of business, you need a marketing plan, then you need some kind of finance plan. What will be your production capacity? How many units you want to sell in a month, etc., etc. But overall, your idea is nice, obviously. This is something which you can implement and as well as you can scale up. So then come to beta graphians. So in beta graphians, yes, you wanted to provide some kind of graphics design service, I believe. Right now, the problem is that as this is a service oriented business, your competition is going to be huge, as there are some large existing business players available in the market. So if you search the internet, then you will find hundreds of such vendors. But idea is clear. It is something which you can start with what I say, limited amount of capital, limited amount of manpower. What you need is some kind of creative aptitude. That's right. So once again, this is not something new. You don't have any marketing plan. And the problem, what I believe you are going to face is uh, scaling up of the business. How you will scale up your business, right? So how you will expand your market, how you will handle your competitors. Now, next come to the project of Vishal Kumar Jha and fellows, DKIT Talks. So idea is something which is basically, as of today, not implementable in while sitting in India. So there are other problems as well, because if you want to provide a platform for cryptocurrency trading, then you need huge infrastructure. You need permission from SEBI, you need permission from Reserve Bank of India. But as of now, today, as far as I know, government of India have not legalized the trading in cryptocurrencies in India. Obviously, you can trade in currencies as well as in in spot currencies as well as in cryptocurrencies while sitting in India. But the brokers who provide such service all are MNCs. They operate their business from outside of India. So here I believe your idea is futuristic, but you have not done proper background study. To do some kind of business, you have to think of the legal aspects as well. Then only you can come to this realization point. So you have not studied the legal aspects. And secondly, the problem is in your documentation. When you will go to some financiers with your project, your documentation should be precise and to the point. They will give you minimum amount of time, or you will have minimum amount of time to convince them. So in those scenarios, your idea and your documentation, by documentation I mean to say what will be there in your slide, must be precise, right? Let we move to the next idea, learning layer. So this idea is realistic if you think in small scale. Learning layer, learning layer, learning layer. Where is the learning layer? Yes. Now, if you come to business idea, this business idea is something like Byju's, right? So, your market is huge, that is right, and you have to come up with marketing and business ideas which are not clear in your description, right? But this idea is something which you can implement and which you can scale up with limited manpower, which you can start with limited fund from your locality as well. So this idea is great. Then let we move to the next, fruit punch by Avijit Josh. Your idea is clear and nice. Fruit punch. Yes, here is the fruit punch. Let we have some fruit juice. Yes, your idea is clear. Your uh, documentation is to the point. So you can approach to the financiers with this documentation. Now you plan to get your plan to get initial funding is you want to take 5 lakh loans, or you can set up a kind of cooperative with 5 or 10 friends, your friends or family members, and you can start this business as well. And the problem, I don't know, I don't have much idea about the raw material and other things. This thing is, I believe, over optimistic, as our daily cost will be around 3,000 on raw materials and selling cost will be around 5,000. So profit will be around uh, 2,000 per month. So I don't know how you have arrived at this conclusion. This should be further broken down, then to the financiers, the idea will be clearer. But overall, your ideas are great. Fruit punch. Yes. And next to business plans, intrapreneur and mortal combat. Now come to entrepreneur. So entrepreneur is, just a moment. In entrepreneur, I believe that you want to do some kind of network marketing or affiliate marketing business, something like that, right? Now, when you say about network marketing, once again, if you want to establish a company which will sell your products using network marketing scheme, such as some popular products are available in Indian market, Modicare, right? So Modicare works, operates in this network marketing model. I don't know, you want to establish or you want to set up Modicare or you want to be an agent of Modicare. Your idea is not clear from here. If you want to set up a company like Modicare, then the task is not realistic. If you look into the profit margin, then your idea is not realistic. And if you want to be an affiliate in some network marketing company, then you see this is a good career for you. But this cannot be a company, right? This cannot be something which you can call entrepreneurship, because when you say entrepreneurship, then you have to offer some kind of product and service to the society, and in return you will get money. That is the idea. That means your business have to be legitimate. Now this is a legitimate career, but it is not a legitimate business. So, and last one in set one, as I have been provided, is Mortal Kombat by Devrup Ghosh and company. So your model was not understood actually. Mortal Kombat, yes, it's here. So what you want to do with your idea, that is not clear. But where is the second document? Yes, just a moment. Yes. So rather than a business plan, it looks like your final year project documentation, right? So you want to offer discounts and other concessions to capture market. So for what? Then here you are telling something about chocolates. Then you are talking something about Nestle, and you have some chart as well. But what is your business idea? Do you want to sell these products, or do you want to be an intermediary like a distributor or logistic manager, or do you want to provide warehousing like service or inventory control management service? Those things are not actually clear in your documentation. So I believe this cannot be a business idea, because with such kind of ideas, financing is a far concept. You will not be able to get incubation support as well from the incubators. Your idea have to be clear and precise. Now let me move to the second set. Just a moment. Yes. Expert care from Josna Kumari and fellows. So let me move to expert care. So your idea is something which you can start in small scale as well. Your motivation of business is to have some profit, which will be cost and time efficient, and availability. Your availability point is clear, and your idea is budget friendly. Now, works in any situation. This is the point which makes your idea convenient, and as well as your product. As your product is healthcare related, then I believe that the demand is local as well as global. That means by global, I mean to say you can provide your service, 5 kilometer radius, within your 5 kilometer radius, as well as within your 50 kilometer radius, 100 kilometer radius as well. And the point which will catch the viewer's attention is this point where you want to provide ambulance service, because ambulance service is something which people need always, and ambulance services are not widely available. You know that. Now, when you want to start any such business, this I believe is not going to be much difficult. And if you come to the terms of financing, then if you want, you can start your business with one or two ambulances. You will need hardly, what I mean to say, you can start with 7 lakh, 10 lakhs rupees of capital as well. So yes, your idea is something which is nice. You can obviously try to implement this idea. Then come to the next business plan. Los Altimos Sinco from Tanmay Sharma and fellow. I don't know whether I have pronounced it correctly or not. So Los Altimos Sinos. Let me try to look. Yeah, sure. Spanish. Yeah, Spanish. Yeah. So here, I believe your idea is something about logistic management, but how your business will work, that is not clear, right? So if I go through this diagram, I believe that you have some kind of delivery point, not delivery point, warehouse like thing here, or pickup point. And then from pickup point, you are trying to transport something using some car to some junction. Then from that junction, I can see a few number of fellows are trying to transport something on their scooters. But what is your business idea? That is not clear. You have mentioned something about drones. So one thing you have to keep in mind while participating in this kind of events is that the benefit you will get from this kind of events is twofold. Firstly, maybe you fail in the first attempt, but you will learn at least something about entrepreneurship, how to come up with an entrepreneurship idea, how to approach the incubators, what are the criterias you have to fulfill so that an incubator grants you financing. But if you do something like this, then you are going to miss that opportunity. Secondly, if your idea is clear, like this expert care, then one thing happens. Maybe while you are in college, when you are a student, then you can start your business career at the same time. Maybe you will get the opportunity of doing or starting your business if your idea is clear and implementable. So it will be my appeal to my beloved students that never ever take these events loosely, right? Try to do them a little bit serious manner. So let we move to the next project, next entrepreneur idea. New Gen Trailblazers by Abhishek Roy. So let's see what is your idea. I think your idea is about some Android or iOS app. So here is your beautiful logo, which is Health Plus. So I believe that your app is going to be about some kind of healthcare related products, right? And here the confusion generates. Here your beautiful logo says Health Plus, and here it says something about courses, course 1, course 2, course 3, course 4. Some are ongoing, some are upcoming, right? Then you have some products as well. You have some crazy deals, some medicines. So your idea itself is not clear actually. Once again, the same thing like Los Altimos, what actually you are trying to achieve with your business plan, that will not be understood by your stakeholders, by your investors. Now let me move to the third set. Just a moment. Think like an entrepreneur. Three. Yes. SAMS by Danish Raja and fellows. SAMS. So in SAMS, you are actually trying to say something about real estate business, I believe. And you want to, uh, is this the correct? No, not this one. Just a moment. SAMS, I'm not being able. Yes, it's here. How to start a real estate business without investment? Obviously, you can start as a real estate broker, right? With no or minimal investment. That's fine. But once again, your idea is not clear. The idea is obviously interesting because the product with which you want to deal is something which will always be in demand to some extent. Whatever be the social or economic scenario, human beings cannot survive without houses. That's correct. But what is your business idea? That is not clear in your documentation. So, yes, when you come up with such ideas, try to be clear where you guys are present as of now and after business realization, where you want to go. Otherwise, your business plan is not a business plan, it's just another final year project documentation. Small team with a big vision. Harsh Rajan Fellows. Hiring resource person is cost. So you want to hire Mr. Vivek Bindra, right? So your business idea is something which is unrealistic because if you want to hire this kind of fellows, first of all, they will not come to collaborate with you, and if they agrees, their charge you cannot bear as a startup company. That is the problem. Because if what you are trying to do here is, if you see, these fellows are actually doing the same thing. So when you come up with such kind of business ideas, you can think of these guys as your competitors or big brother competitors, right? So how you will do the business, how you will hire these persons, that is the big question here, which you have to solve. Then let me move forward with the next business idea. Sritoma Pal, I believe she her business idea is something which is a sole proprietorship business. Now, her idea is something which is implementable. Why implementable? Because she wants to set up a gym, a fitness center, and her initial customer base, target customer base, are her neighbors. That means who are living around 2 kilometers around herself. So, with such kind of ideas, you can see that you can start your business quite easily with limited amount of fund. And one problem which, no, not this one, just a moment. Yes, is there with her finances. So why she has some problem with the finances? Yes, here, if you look into her financial document, then she wants to spend 10 lakhs for equipments, building rent, etc., etc. Now you can see that if you follow uh, this path, your initial cost of setting up the business will be much higher compared to the profit which income, not profit, the income you can earn by providing service. So you have to think of some alternative way outs for this portion. So how you will be able to identify the alternative way outs? The answer is incubation, right? Your business idea is nice, and obviously you can come up with this business idea if you have some kind of previous experience in doing this kind of business. But changes have to be made with your finances, uh, in your planning and strategy as well. Otherwise, your marketing portion is nice. So, yes, this is the business idea. What I have told sometimes before that you should come up with, which is realistic. By realistic, I mean to say your customers, potential customers, are well defined, your marketing plans are well defined, your goal is well defined. Problems might be there, but from the support of incubators, you can overcome those difficulties. Let we move to the next business idea, Team SRS. So, participant name is not known to me. Let's call them system requirement specification. So, what those SRS guys are trying to do, they have a company or they want to set up a company named SRS Technologies and Electronics Private Limited, and the tagline is best quality AI and electronics products. That is fine. Now they want to do something with changing technologies. They have some purpose types of services where they have written we are going to produce the most modern AI and electronic products in the tech market. What kind of products? The big question. Because for different kinds of products, the licensing, the manufacturer license which you have to acquire are different. You have to comply with different set of rules for different types of products. So until and unless your products are well defined, you cannot actually plan anything. So in that sense, you can say that your idea has not been generated yet because your product itself is not defined. So then come to the next plan, which is creation by Pragati Tandon and fellows. The creation. Let's see what they want to create. So your category is hardware, right? But your photo is showing some kind of plant like product. Then here you are saying something about rainwater harvesting, or you that means I assume that you want to develop something about uh, or should I say, which is connected to water preservation, if I am not wrong. But once again, your product idea, product visualization is not clear. By product visualization, I mean to say, no, I'm not asking for your product prototype. How your product should look like. You are trying to harvest kitchen water. That is fine. Rainwater harvesting, kitchen water harvesting products are popular in the market. That is also fine. And although they're not, those items are not popular in India yet. In some portions of India, they're trying to do these things. For example, in Tamil Nadu, they are trying to harvest rainwater. That is fine. But when you want to come up with the business idea, then your first of all, your business goal should be clear. And this is your business goal, that is fine. And your product visualization, how your investors will visualize your product. You have to compensate that point. Otherwise, you cannot come up with any business idea which is representable to the incubators or financiers. Then last one is we are here. So let we move to we are here now. Yes, this is we are here. So the first question that I must ask, why you are here? So I can see that one person is sitting in the center and he is handling phone calls, chats, is and providing nursemaid service, nearby medical facility, medicine order, e-prescription, medical records. Once again, these ideas are something the society itself is evident that this kind of ideas are not scalable. You can do these businesses as a local business, right? But these ideas most of the time are not scalable. So one example I must give is that of OLX. In OLX, such kind of service providers basically register themselves. But if you look into the platform of the OLX, OLX itself is not dealing with any such kind of businesses. They're just providing the platform for this kind of fellows. And if you want to this kind of business, uh, the first question you will face, how you will scale up your business, right? Obviously, you can do this kind of business as a local business, but in large scale, you cannot, I believe, as of now, can develop a greater vision. Yes, that is what I want to say from my part. I believe that I am done with all the projects. So, over to you, Anurag. Anurag, your sound is not clear. Yeah, yeah, it's correct. Just a moment. Not illegal in India, but unregulated. So, can you show me the document from Securities Exchange Board of India and Reserve Bank of India where they have legalized and provided some guidelines for you which you can set cryptocurrency platform. Obviously, what I have told is cryptocurrency trading might not be illegal in India, but your ideas are not clear in your documentation.
Hello, Pallabda, can you hear
Sir,
me?
we can't hear you for last
Sir, we can't hear
5 to
anything.
7 minutes.
Okay.
Some loud noise is coming from
Hello,
your end.
Problem
Pallab.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, Pallab, there is some noise, right? So can you please repeat the session again for last
Sir,
7 minutes? I think.
Is it clear
Yes,
now?
sir. Sir, I was asking the query about the illegality of the cryptocurrency.
Vishal, you please wait. Once
Yes, sir.
Pallab sir
Yes, sir.
finish his remarks, then
Yes.
we might have the question answer session.
Illegalities,
So over to Pallab sir.
illegalities
Please go on.
regarding cryptocurrencies, right?
Hello, Pallabda. Noise was coming from your presentation, so I just unmuted it after 5 minutes. Sorry, please don't mind. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, I think there is some problem in Pallab's end. Can you, Anurag, can you please
Ju-
call Pallab and tell the problem and just ask him to reconnect?
Problem is I am sharing my hotspot.
Okay. So can anyone call Pallab?
Hello. Am I audible right now?
Yes. Okay. Yes,
Okay,
Pallab.
yeah.
Now it's fine. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Over to you.
Yeah, fine.
Please carry on.
Yeah.
Please carry on.
So, was the cryptocurrencies point clear?
No, sir, we have not heard any
Okay,
single
fine.
word from you, sir, due to the noise.
Okay, fine. Look, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Dogecoin, whatever you say, as per the present context, when you want to set up a business dealing some product or service, right, you have to mention those products or services in your article of association and memorandum of association. Then only you can register your business. Your article of association and memorandum of association will be thoroughly checked by the government authorities, and if your product and services are legitimate, then your business will be registered and you will be provided with the license. As of now, for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, we don't have any proper guideline from the Reserve Bank of India, from the Government of India, from Securities Exchange Board of India, and so on. So, unless you have those guidelines, you cannot set up a cryptocurrency brokerage firm based in India, right? Now, you will ask that while sitting in India, I can trade in cryptocurrencies, right? So, this is possible because the brokerages from whom you are availing the services are based outside of India. Those brokerage firms are basically MNCs and operating from outside of India. And if any brokerage firm claims that I'm providing cryptocurrency trading service and I'm based in India, then check their SEBI and RBI registration number, right? To set up a brokerage firm in India, you need to acquire SEBI registration IDs. SEBI will not provide you with ID to trade in cryptocurrencies as of now. Now, the problem is not only with cryptocurrencies, the problem is there with spot currencies as well, right? Now, you see, if you want to trade in spot currencies like dollar Indian rupees, euro Indian rupees, you can do it offline mode in India. You cannot do in online mode. You can do it online, but through future contracts. Only 4 future contracts as of now are permissible in India: Great Britain pound, INR future, Euro INR future, uh, Japanese yen INR, and USD INR. These 4 pairs you can trade in futures online. You can trade in currencies, but you have to go offline. And same problem persists for cryptocurrencies as well. Now, there is a controversial rule with RBI and SEBI that you cannot trade in any form of currency in India where one currency is not INR, or in other words, will say that Indian rupees is not involved in the transaction. So, for the same problem as well, Bitcoins or Dogecoin like things cannot be traded via any Indian brokerage firm as of now. So, that is the problem. I'm not saying that it is illegal. So, because whether it is illegal or legal, that is a big question. And when something is not legally, in a documented way, you cannot do business with that. So I hope that I have been able to address your question, right?
Sir, as of now, sir, you are saying it's illegal, but by the time, sir, they will understand that this is the new next big thing, sir. In
This is
5 years, sir,
obvious.
crypto.
This is obviously the big thing, not next big thing.
Yes, sir.
But When you want to set up a brokerage firm which will deal with cryptocurrencies, you cannot set up as of now. That is the problem.
Yes.
Unless proper guidelines are available. That is the problem. So, should we move to the next question?
Yeah,
Excuse
sure,
me,
sure.
sir.
Shomodip Pal, you have,
Yes, sir. I am the member of New Gen Tranquilizers, Trailblazers.
yeah. So, those are,
Sir,
yeah.
my question was that you just said that we have not clarified the point that we were setting a fitness courses and have made some courses and have sir stored in our option and will do something like that. But sir, we were told that we have to give justification and clarification of the answers in the mainly in the answers. The file we have attached
What
were
is the
not
name of your
the
team? What is
mandatory.
the name of your team?
Sir, New Gen Trailblazers.
Trailblazers, let me say to Abhishek Roy. Just a moment.
Share the document. You
Just a
can.
moment. Let me open the document. Yeah. So, New Gen Trailblazers, Abhishek Roy, team leader. Advertisement cost might be unrealistic, right? So, come to this marketing plan point, right? So, you see, these tasks are going to be a costly affair for your business model. Social, you want to use social media, you want to provide some webinars. Now, the question will be why people will attend your free webinars from schools and universities. Then, how you will do the profit? Fine, that is your marketing plan. That is your marketing plan. Fine. Then, how you will make profit? Fine. I've got your point. Then, what is going to be your input cost and how much profit you are going to make from that input cost? How much? How much? How much? No, not exact numbers. You have to be figurative because see, the problems are subtle. Your plan to get initial funding, you have mentioned about angel investors, accelerators and incubators, etc., etc. Now, when you talk about angel investors, it means that your business is something where there will be a lot of money dealing. What I mean to say, if you say that I'm going to make 2 crore profit at the end of the year, then no angel investor is going to fund your business. You see, that is the real problem, right? So I'm not saying or that your business idea is not implementable, but it is not properly designed for all of you. So when you try to market your product in this way, then you see that your marketing cost is going to be limited, right? Compared to the profit margin which you are targeting. But the real problem is that with such little marketing, you cannot target such a huge profit by looking at which any angel investor will want to fund your business or will want to invest in your business. That is the problem, because they will perceive that risk to reward is low. Why risk to reward is low? Suppose you want to start a online music school, right? So what you will do an advertisement on Facebook, right? And different social media. Fine. You will invest 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees at maximum per month, right? But real time data says that with such advertisement, which involves such little amount of investment, you will only get 10 to 5 students, 5 to 10 students a month, not more than that. Now, why I am giving you this example, just look into the risk to reward. You are investing rupees, say 5,000. If you charge 1,000 rupees from each student per month for 5 students, you will get 5,000 rupees. Risk, you have taken risk of 5,000, your earning is 5,000. So risk to reward is 1 is to 1. So in front of the angel investors, you cannot prove that your risk to reward is going to be high. So they will not want to invest in your business. That's why, yeah, great amount of audience, that is fine. But how you will reach to those audience? Okay, but that is a passive advertisement. That is not active advertisement, right? But passive advertisement works for those who are already established in the market and who have some well brand name. I mean to say, uh, for example, right of now, assume that I am a motivational speaker, right? As of now, imagine, right? And you are a YouTuber who has, say, 1 lakh followers, right? Right. Will you endorse me in your YouTube channel? Will you allow me in your YouTube channel? As of now, no. I am trying to do my advertisement, and for my advertisement purpose, I have arrived at you. I have approached you. Let But advertise for what? What they get in return? That is the big question. Money. Come to the point. So, how much money you will be able to spend on those kind of advertisements? Yes, the traffic you will be able to generate with those 40, 50,000s is not sufficient to get fund from angel investor. That is the point. So you have to be realistic about your ideas. What I am trying to convey. That is not correct. That is correct. That is also not correct. Why? Because if the sponsored content attracts the viewer or is relevant to the viewer, then obviously he or she will watch it. Otherwise, maximum number of times, what we ourselves do, we just skip those things. Yes. If you talk about the sponsored content, you yourselves can also run sponsored contents, right? Sponsored contents are those contents which we see as advertisements while watching a movie or a video on YouTube or Facebook, right? Yeah. Now, if you want to run your advertisement as the sponsored contents, that option is available to you also. But once again, the problem remains the same. The problem is how much you want to invest and what you will get out of your investment in return. That is the big question you have to face while you will approach the investors. So, one thing you can do is if your project is ready, you can deploy it and do some real time experiment with these things. Then your idea will be more clear. হ্যাঁ, বলো। হ্যাঁ, হুম। Okay, you want to set up a company like Modi Care, right? Just a moment. I think then the problem in your documentation is that the same thing. We are here. Yes. Then this idea should be made clear in front of the investors. You will get only one chance. Yes, in the question answer also the same problem persists. Same problem persists in the question answer session as well. For example, helping hand for us. This is something which is a vague concept to the investors. Distracting content. Was it been clear what I'm trying to say? See, when you will approach the investors, you have to do it on appointment basis, right? They will give you 20 minutes, 30 minutes time, and within those 20 minutes, 30 minutes time, you have to make your idea clear and convince them that your idea has profit potential, right? So you cannot throw this kind of uh, মানে যদি বাংলায় বলি যে কোনো ইনভেস্টরকে দিয়ে খরচা খরচা করানোটা খুব একটা বুদ্ধিমানের কাজ নয়. Yes, I understood, but investors will ignore this kind of points. These are negative impressions, right? You have not mentioned that this is your marketing policy. Then your future plans are blood donation campaign, fitness campaign. We will open our NGOs. So if you look into these kind of things, they are more or less of social work, right? So they're not actually business, directly related to business. If they are part of your marketing plan, then you should clearly mention that thing. in your presentation, in your documentation, that these are our marketing plans, right? And who will buy these products and services? If you look into your documentation, it is an essay, I believe. Yes. How you will be profitable: subscription, sponsored result, video consultation fee, delivery charges, supply chain, cashback coupon in the wallet and apps. In your plan to get initial funding. If you look into this point, angel investors, then the problem is same as it was with the previous group, with the group of Shomodip. I know. But for every kind of investors, the first thing what you have to show is the profit potential, not the spending potential of your business. Profit section. Who will buy this product? How our revenue model, initial funding. Where is your profit section? Look, these are figurative. You have some kind of you have mentioned some kind of ways by which you can make some profit. That is fine. But parallelly, you are showing some ways which has some spending potential as well. Right? Now, how you will show the potential balance sheet? What I mean to say is that the potential balance sheet has not been indicated in your documentation. How you can analyze the market? That is fine. Look, your let me show you something. In this way. Have you got my point? This is a business idea from look, let me clarify the things in a straightforward way. When you will approach someone with a business idea, you have to do it from the figurative point of view, from business point of view, not from the emotional point of view, right? So what I mean to say is that maybe your idea is implementable, right? But you have to convince the investors that yes, it has some kind of profit potential in figurative terms or in numerical terms, as you like. But you have to show in a nutshell that your business idea has some profit potential. Now, you have mentioned here that how you will be profitable. That's fine. By providing subscription, by sponsored results, charging for delivery, doing video consultation, that is fine. But how much and to what extent, at least you should have provided some idea about those things which can attract the investors. 20 to 30% of what? Product service. Just a minute. Percentage. Where's the percentage? Supply chain. Page number? Supply chain, yes. Look, here again, the same question persists. Twe- yeah, just a moment. 20 to 30% of online sales from the local vendors, right? Then the same question persists. What is your potential online sales? First question. And the new question will arise out of this is why the local vendors will give you such a huge profit margin, or rather, I should say, say commission. That is the question. They have a solid business model. That's that is what I'm trying to say you, that those companies have a solid business planning, solid business strategy, solid marketing strategy, and solid financial background as well. Right? So for the moment, forget about finance. But unless and until you have some kind of proper planning strategy and marketing strategy in place, and that is not depicted in your documentation, then you cannot convince the investors that please come and invest in my business. What I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that your idea, none of everyone's idea is great. Fine. I- huh. Team name once again? Harshraj. Harshraj, small team. Yes. Now you have answered your own question. If your growth is up to the mark, then only you can hire such kind of persons. So, no, your example is correct. Your example is not wrong. But the problem is that what I perceive, that might be my personal opinion. If you want to do business with such kind of concepts, you cannot come up with business itself. You have to come up stand alone as your own personality. Why it is like that? You see, it is the general tendency of human beings, you can observe it. If there is a brand tag behind someone, some kind of negative emotion works in our minds that this thing might be fraud, right? If you look into these guys, Vivek Bindra and Sandeep Maheshwari, when they started as Sandeep Maheshwari, as Vivek Bindra. Now they have their own companies. Vivek Bindra is providing consultation to large organizations as well, I believe. They thought about startups, that is correct. But their venture not started as startups. Their venture started as solo performance. What I mean to say, you know Vivek Bindra, right? Do you know the name of his company without searching internet? Bra business. But when you uh, came to know about Vivek Bindra for the first time, did you know his company name of his company? No, you only knew Mr. Vivek Bindra. So that is the problem. This kind of ventures basically must start with individual personality. That is the problem. You can start with this venture, but you have to do it on your own. You will have no funding. You will have some kind of organizational structure. That is correct. But that organizational structure will evolve around you. Just a moment. So once again, if you acquire fund from those resources, your friends and family members are those who are always there to help you. But why they are there to help you? Because you are Harsh, right? Not because you are this company. That means once again you have to start this venture as your own individual, depending on your based on your personality. So you have answered that question at the beginning while asking the question itself. You have to grow to a certain extent at first, right? So what do you think? How much Vivek Binda charges for 1 hour lecture? Very high. I don't know the exact amount. It will be in lakhs, I believe. Nowadays, these two guys are celebrity like Bollywood artists. So actually, when you want to depict yourself as a business, before that, you have to have that dais, that ground beneath your feet, at least to some extent. Then you can think of the organizational structure. But if you want to work on this, then you have to start on your own at the beginning. Are you from the same group, Ankur? Yeah. बोलो क्या बोलना चाहते हो क्लियरली बोलो. हाँ बोलो. देखो तुम्हारा जो बिजनेस प्लान है दैट विल नॉट वर्क ऑन द वेबसाइट कंटेंट. दैट विल वर्क मतलब मैं समझा पा रहा हूँ. देखो वो पर्सनैलिटी के अराउंड इवॉल्व करता है. You don't go to Vivek Bindra's website because the website looks good. You go to Vivek Bindra's website because the website is of Vivek Bindra's. अगर ये वेबसाइट फद्दू भी दिखता है तब भी तुम वहां पे जाओगे किस लिए कि वहां पे विवेक बिंद्रा का लेक्चर है. दैट इज द पॉइंट. सो व्हाई इट इज लाइक दैट? बिकॉज he as an individual before scaling up his venture acquired what I mean to say some social level. मतलब कुछ उसने उससे पहले ही एक्वायर कर लिया था जिसकी वजह से कि वो मतलब he came up with his business. That is what I want to say. Well, I don't know. You can start small, but you have to work on your personality. For such, you have to invest on your personality rather than investing on the business itself for this kind of business. ठीक है? So start working on that. So let me move to the next question. Harshraj হয়ে গেল, অভিষেক রায়, Moinak Dash. So it can start with a very low budget, and when our users will understand about their own profit, then the profit of our business will be increased also. That Moinat Dash. Next question. Beta graphians. Moinak, are you here? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not finance. Your beta graphians. That means you want to develop graphics content, right? Logo design, right? Idea is clear. Your business idea is marketable, but no marketing plan. By no marketing plan, I mean to say how you will deal with your competitors, who will be your target customer groups, those things. Should have a logo. Now every company should have a logo. That is judgmental, I believe. There are many companies. Most of the companies actually don't have a logo. Some well-known companies have some logo, first of all, and that is irrelevant to your business, right? Should a company have a logo or not? Now, if you want to design and deploy graphical designs, that is fine. That can be a business, but how you will market your business? We shared our website link in the PDF. By using website, our customers can easily learn about us. We will also advertise later. Now, we will advertise later. This concept is too much philosophical. How much later? And the first point you have mentioned, using the website, your customers will learn about you. That means you have to optimize your website, right? Search engine optimization, like thing you have to incorporate in your website. That involves a cost. That means that is going to be a part of investment in your business. So you missed all those points. And at the same time, how you will be profitable? We would start our demo services. All such kind of service providers provide some kind of demo services, and when your popularity will grow, then you will start charging your rates. That is also fine, but you need to have some kind of concrete profit loss plan and concrete marketing plan. Why it is like that? If you want some kind of graphics, what do you do? Just observe yourself. You don't have to listen to me. You just do some kind of search like this. Good icons, right? We do something like that. Now you see, Shutterstock is there, Icons 8, Vectorstock. There are some well-known companies in this sphere, right? But most of the time, we don't go to Shutterstock directly like this. Rather, we search for the content itself at the beginning. So that is your problem is a little bit technical. So you can see that these companies are mostly relying on search engine optimization. Why? Because when I have searched for good icons, you can see that Shutterstock.com, result from Shutterstock.com is number one. Why it is like that? Because of search engine optimization, right? So they have to invest in this particular thing so that their result comes at number one. Similarly, if you want to implement this business idea, your business idea is something which you can start with minimal investment, but you need to have some kind of solid marketing plan so that your result at least appears in the first row. That is what I wanted to say here. Is it clear? Yeah. हाँ बोलो विशाल. you don't have any problem. You don't have any. The problem in your project is not from your perspective. The first problem you will face, what I have mentioned earlier, from the legal perspective. Second problem which you might face, just I'm mentioning this for your information purpose. If you want to establish yourself as a stockbroker, say in India, then you need to deposit a lot of money per year in the stock exchanges itself only. As far as I know, to come up as a stockbroker who provides service for National Stock Exchange, NSE only, you have to provide deposit, I believe, yeah, 1 crore amount of money. I don't know the actual amount. This is only the security deposit. Then other charges are there, like data feed, terminal, etc., etc. So if you think from that perspective only, then once again you will need a lot of investment money. That is a hurdle which you might face while the legal perspectives got solved. Abhishek Roy. Abhishek Roy. Was the question from Abhishek Roy solved? Yes, it has been solved. So, any other question? Which one? You can deploy it, but I believe that all of you have missed my point. Before deploying any business, first of all, you have to think how you will handle your competitors, right? So, for that, you have to do proper planning, proper strategy. You have to develop proper marketing strategy. You have to think about the finances. All these things you need to keep in mind. And all these things are part of incubation phase where you will incubate your business. I don't know whether the term incubation is clear to you or not. Let me tell you in Hindi. Incubation का मतलब होता है एक अंडे में से मुर्गी को निकालना. ठीक है? तो what happening here is that you only have the अंडा here. Idea. अब अंडे का क्या होगा? ये फ्राई होगा या इससे मुर्गी निकलेगा? It depends on incubation. How properly the egg has been hatched. Incubated, not hatched. If it is properly incubated, then only it will be hatched. मुर्गा निकलेगा उससे. So that's why you should make your business ideas incubation ready at first before diving into actual business. Right? So if you look into our workflow also, we have organized our workflow in such a way that you have come up with some business ideas. So at least you have learned something about how to develop a business plan. Right? Now, once the business plan is there, that means business plan is in your head. The next phase will be to make it incubation ready. Incubation ready means proper planning can be carried on this idea. जैसे कि मान लो कि मैं आज बोलता हूं कि from tomorrow on I will start producing steel. Okay, I will open a company next to Tata, Ratan Tata's. Is this idea clear? Realistic? This idea is not realistic. Even this idea is not something which is fit for incubation as well. Have you got my point? So our idea behind this program was to give you some idea or let you come up with some ideas with which you can do some business. Next step will be to make your ideas incubation ready so that any incubator gets ready to support your business. Any incubation center gets ready to support your business in the sense they will be ready to help you to go on with the planning. They will be ready to help you with the strategies. They will help you with the marketing. They will be ready to help you with the finances as well. Now, where is the problem? If you go to the incubation centers, now thousands, lakhs of such business plans, arrive in the email boxes of those incubation centers, right? Now, from those lakhs of thousands of business plans, those incubation centers only pick 2 or 3 or 5, a limited number of business ideas which are hatchable. I mean to say, वो अंडे जिससे मुर्गी निकल सकता है, right? And our idea behind this project or behind this program was to give you some idea about how to develop or how to ideate something, how to come up with some business ideas. And next, the goal of today's session was to give you some idea about how to make your business statements as well as business ideas incubation ready so that you can forward it to some incubation center. If it is granted, then you can solve this portion of the problem. If you think of this entire thing as a problem: planning, strategy, marketing, and finance, right? So if you follow the chronology, our next step is a session on pre-incubation and incubation, where you will get a better insight. See, I am an expert in technology, right? I'm not an expert in incubation or in business every time, right? So here, from the expert, you will learn, you will dive deeper into this pre-incubation or incubation thing, how you can make your business statements more concrete so that they becomes incubation ready. Any incubation center agrees to grant your business. That's all. I hope this makes sense. Over to you, Anurag. Yeah, sure.
এখন করছে
So, lastly, I have a question. From Bodhisattva. We are in the first year. At this point, we have zero knowledge about the market during our 4 years of graduation. Later, we will learn about the market from, we will sharpen our mind. We can give figurative profit model. If we just put any figures, will it be anything other than just mere assumption? Now, here is a problem with our educated fellows. I must address that question in that way if you're listening to me. Why? Uh, if you think about Sir Isaac Newton, right? Did he know gravity? Have he studied the theory of gravity while in high school, in university? See, when you want to come up with some entrepreneurial idea, then it is a kind of innovation. So, most of the time, we mistakenly believe that innovation is something which has to be carried out in the laboratories. Just I want to show you the face of a gentleman. Do you know this man? If you know him, he is he is basically called the Padman of India, right? I believe that all of you have watched the famous movie, which is based upon his life, right? So, do you believe that uh, he had much idea about doing the business, developing such kind of products, etc., etc. Leave it. Did he have he had access to some sophisticated laboratories to develop the products? The product which he dealt with is a highly sensitive one. You all know that, right? So, answer to your question, Bodhisattva, is this person, right? So, if you want to come up with some business idea, then you don't have to be graduated, a graduate student. You don't have to graduate, right? It is an idea, it is an innovation which actually comes from inside. Rather, I should say, you have to work on your mind, your own self, rather than the theories you are going to learn from college, university, from different books, right? So that is the idea. So, and if you are talking about some figures, figurative like thing, so figurative like things are not something which you always uh, have to put following some protocols like that. You don't have to always to put a balance sheet, right? If you go to the local markets, fish vendors, uh, vegetable vendors, you will see that they have some kind of methodology to calculate the prices of different products they are selling their own selves. They don't use any calculator. Have you figured this out? So how do they do that thing? How do they achieve that thing? That is a kind of innovation. My answer to your question will be, let the situations be normalized, then go to the local vendors, vegetable vendors nearby our college, and ask them, how do you calculate the price of the product you are selling to your customers without using a calculator? You will get your answer. And as Shomaditya sir mentioned, hypothetical. When you want to solve a problem from based on your studies, whatever you studied in your college, university, school, then there is a high chance that rather than coming to the practicality, you will develop a kind of hypothesis based on whatever you have studied in your books, kitabi kira. But when you want to come up with entrepreneurship ideas, business ideas, then you have to be realistic. I mean to say, for example, what you should have done. Let me come back to this project where someone was trying to earn 20 to 30% commission from the local medicine vendors. Are you with us? Hello? Are you with us? হর্ষরাজ টিম ছিল না, হর্ষরাজ নয়, এটা কোন টিমটা ছিল? Okay, our idea was, their idea was that they will earn 20 to 30%, 20 to 30% profit from local medicine vendors by selling their product online. What they should have done, rather than uh, coming to some conclusion based on some hypothesis, based on some assumption, they should have approached their local medicine vendor. Hey, Dada, listen, I have a platform like this. If I sell your product, will you sell your products via our platform? If you sell our product, if we sell your products via our platform, how much commission you will give to me? So now I believe that if you follow that way, you don't have to draw some figures, right? At least in some linguistic terms, you will have some clear-cut idea about how much profit potential your idea might have, how much you may earn. So for that thing, you don't have to learn how to write those, draw those pie charts, bar charts, etc., etc. Right? So I hope I have been able to address your question. Any other question? If not, I will ask Anurag to proceed with our further plan.